everyone, welcome to Keto Living. So today I am going to fix one of my favorite chicken recipes. And normally when you fix some kind of roast or something, you put potatoes and carrots and that kind of stuff in it. But I'm not doing that. No. So also I'm adding seasoning to my chicken, and I'm fixing it just a little bit different than what we normally would. It's hot. It's been 90s, close to 100 degrees every day here. And who wants to heat up an oven? So this is going to be a roast in a pan. So stay tuned. I'm going to put you down here and we're going to get started. Okay, so to start with, you need about 2 pounds of chicken. Now I'm only fixing 4 thighs because it's just me. So I can have, 2 for dinner and then 2 for lunch tomorrow. So I'm going to set this aside for just a second. We're going to mix up some seasonings in a little bowl. So to this, I love sage. Anytime I have chicken, I eat sage. And so I'm going to open this as a new container. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of sage in this little bowl here. Excuse me. I'm going to add about a teaspoon, not that much of garlic. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of basil. And then I'm going to add some salt to it. It's not that much, guys. It's just shaking out. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. Some black pepper. Okay. And then we're going to give that a little zhuzh. Stir this up a little bit. And bring our chicken back over here. Now, before we cut our chicken, this is a messy part. I am using my fingers. I'm going to take my rings off. I have some butter, and what I did was make sure it came to good room temperature, and I sort of smashed it. And I did that on purpose. I know this is going to sound gross, but we're going to take some butter, and we're going to rub the top of our chicken with it. This is going to do 2 things, and I'm not using this butter for anything else but the chicken, so I am double dipping. It helps hold our spices on, but it also gives it some yummy flavor. Now, I use chicken with the skin on because of the flavor. So I'm going to lift the skin up, and I'm going to go inside and put some butter underneath the skin as well. Now, if you have an aversion to butter, you can skip this part. But why would you want to? And it just adds moisture and more flavor to the chicken. I think I got enough left here. Get one more little bit out for this one. Let me find the skin. And I'm just lifting it up and tucking it under and massaging the chicken. Now I am going to wash my hands really quick. Anytime you mess with poultry, or really any meats or whatever, you should always wash your hands for cross-contamination. Chicken can carry salmonella poisoning. Although, somehow my parents never did when we were growing up, and they never died, but, Alright, so now we're going to take the season and sprinkle it on our chicken. It just smells good, just the season. I love the seasoning. Like I said, when I used to make dumplings, I would put these basic seasonings in my dumplings. I haven't figured out how to make keto dumplings yet, but, one of these days. Alright, so now we're going to take this over to the stove and we're going to fry the chicken just to get the skin a little crispy. Then we're going to add, and I'm using canned green beans, they're organic. I'm going to add green beans. Then I'm going to add some portobello mushrooms whole, and I have 1 onion cut, and I'm going to add some cauliflower instead of potatoes. So let's move over to the stove and we'll get this started. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little olive oil to our pan. And I did spray it with some butter cooking spray. And we're going to let that heat up. We're going to bring our chicken over and put it in the pan when it gets hot. Okay, so we're going to put our chicken in, of course, skin side down. You want to hear that noise right there? Oops. Now we're going to fry this on high, medium high, for about 5 minutes until the skin gets crispy. And I went ahead and mixed up some more seasoning because I wanted to season the other side of my chicken as well. Plus it mixes some seasoning up in the oil as well. And so your vegetables get nice and that's going to be saved for the vegetables that's going in here. I'll move this out of the way. So our vegetables are going down here. And what we're going to do is just take a little bit of olive oil and cover them. And then we're going to take the rest of our seasoning and sprinkle it on the vegetables. And then we're just going to give them a little zhuzh, a little mix up there so they can get all the olive oil and stuff on them. Everything except for the green beans. So this is going to cook for just a few more minutes and then we'll flip it and finish the recipe. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over to the other side. And we're going to kind of squish all those together. Then we're going to add our vegetables. I'm just going to add some green beans around the side. Okay. And then we're going to place some of our vegetables on top of that. Okay. Alright. Now to this we're going to add some chicken stock. Now whenever I roast chickens and things, I always keep the drippings in the pan. I pour those in. And I don't have probably quite enough in there, so you want your pan about half full, so I'm using a little broth on top of that. Okay. Then you're going to cut your pan down to, excuse me, you're going to cut your pan down to about medium low. to let this simmer. You're going to place a lid on it, and then you're going to steam it for about 45 minutes. So when that gets done, we'll come back and check it out. Okay, guys, we are all finished, and oh my gosh, you should smell this, and it looks, amazing. And it smells even better. So let's plate this up, and I'll give it a little taste for us. I'm telling you what, guys, this looks so good. I'm going to get some green beans. I got a little piece of onion. And get some cauliflower. And I love meals like this. It's just a one pan meal. And oh my gosh, does that not look lovely? So let's take a bite and see how it tastes. Okay, it's hot, buddy. So I'm just going to pull a little piece of the chicken off. Get a little mushroom, a little green bean with it. A little tiny piece of cauliflower. Put it below because it's really hot. Oh my goodness, y'all, that is so, so good. I hope you will give this recipe a try. Now, you don't have to use the same vegetables I did. Just make sure they're somewhat low-carb vegetables. The onion is the highest carb vegetable, but just 2 little wedges is only a couple of carbs. But I like putting green beans in there for sure. But you can put zucchini, you can put squash, you can put celery, whatever kind of vegetables you want. But I'm going to tell you what, this is really tasty. And the tasty part is the skin. And I'm going to eat that in just a minute. So, I hope you'll come back and visit next Friday for another Keto Living. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. And please think about subscribing by hitting that button. Don't forget to tap the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So, I am going to go eat now. And I will see you all again soon. Bye.